Data is conclusive. It's time to step up. Over the years, I, along with many other concerned professionals, have sounded the alarm about kids growing up with smartphones glued to their hands. But today, the jury is no longer out. The research is piling up, and it's painting a grim picture. We are raising the most anxious, unfocused, fearful, insecure, and depressed generation on record. Ironically, these same kids are surrounded by more entertainment, knowledge, and instant gratification than any generation before them. So what gives? One clear culprit: smartphones and unrestricted access to the good, bad, and ugly. Data is conclusive. It's time to step up. Over the years, I, along with many other concerned professionals, have sounded the alarm about kids growing up with smartphones glued to their hands. But today, the jury is no longer out. The research is piling up, and it's painting a grim picture. We are raising the most anxious, unfocused, fearful, insecure, and depressed generation on record. Ironically, these same kids are surrounded by more entertainment, knowledge, and instant gratification than any generation before them. So what gives? One clear culprit: smartphones and unrestricted access to the good, bad, and ugly. Let's call it what it is. The ever-present smartphone has stormed into our homes, and most of us were utterly unprepared. Parents struggle to keep up with the constant demands of managing devices, monitoring content, and understanding just how far and fast things can spiral. Sure, some parents scan texts or review browser histories, but let's be honest, many don't. And even those who do often lack consistency. That's not a criticism. It's just reality in a world where technology evolves at light speed. The real problem: you're playing catch-up, and the kids are winning. Many of you have good kids. I get it. You trust them. But even the best kids are vulnerable to the allure of peer pressure, curiosity, and what I'll gently call digital mischief. And the more strong-willed or oppositional your child is, the more likely they'll test limits and often win. Take a look at the numbers. In 2010, adolescent anxiety and depression hovered around 12%. By 2022, it had skyrocketed to 28%. And no, COVID didn't cause this. It just amplified what was already underway. This explosion of emotional struggles directly parallels the rise of social media obsession, especially among girls. Posting selfies, scrolling through curated perfection, and waiting for the dopamine hit of a comment or like. It's a fragile setup for developing minds and hearts. Outdated thinking doesn't work anymore. Here's the tough truth. If your thinking hasn't evolved to match the pace of technology, you're behind. And that gap is where trouble festers. Early on, your 10-year-old isn't seeking out inappropriate content. They might not even know it exists. So we relax. We trust. We stop checking. But then they grow. Interests shift. Peers send links. Influencers become role models. Social media apps become entertainment hubs. And before you know it, their focus and mood revolves around a device. What once looked harmless becomes a gateway to unchecked content and unhealthy interactions. You scan the phone. It looks clean. But that's because the new apps erase history automatically. You're not seeing what's real. What you don't know will hurt them. Music, messages, memes, it's all happening behind a curtain you can't see. Yet you notice something's different. Mood swings, snarky tones. The sudden disappearance of the sweet child you used to know. Is it just hormones? Normal? Teen stuff? Let's ask this instead. If the cultural line keeps moving toward vulgarity, violence, and disrespect, are you going to let that define your home, your values, your limits? Will you let your child's self-worth be shaped by the 24/7 opinions of peers who barely know them and care even less? You still have a voice. Use it. Yes, your influence wanes as they get older. That's developmentally appropriate. But it's not a death sentence for parenting. You still have a voice. And if you use it wisely, you can still shape the normal inside your home. But without awareness, you're parenting blind. Many families I work with have no idea what their kids are posting, saying, or hearing. Yet research shows these digital conversations often increase anxiety, not reduce it. I regularly see teens engaging in communication that's laced with profanity and dismissive of adults, and boys, far too many are immersed in hyper-violent gaming content that's become almost second nature. Where to go from here? There's much more to say, and we'll go deeper in the weeks ahead. But for now, pay attention to what's happening in your home. Observe the energy, the mood, the time spent on devices. If something feels off, it probably is. Trust your gut. Act with calm consistency, not panic. Don't just talk about making a change. Make it. Shift the structure. Reset the rules. They'll protest. That's fine. You're the adult. And if you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure how to even start, you're not alone. At Capital District Neurofeedback, we help both children and adults reset the patterns that lead to stress, anxiety, poor focus, or emotional turmoil. Sometimes it's not just behavior, it's the brain. When that's the case, no amount of rules or reminders will truly help. Until the brain gets regulated, we can help with that. And we do it every day.